բարեկամներ, ընկերներ, ումեդմենականներ, մեր մեջ կան ոչ հայախոս հյուրեր, therefore my remarks today will be bilingual because we also have the media here. So oftentimes I ask my students or people that I lecture that do you have difficulty in Armenian? Some raise their hands and say, okay, if you have difficulty in Armenian and English, I'll talk in Russian. But today I'll stick to English. First and foremost, I really want to mention that our prayers and thoughts are with the survivors and the victims of the Manchester massacres last night. I grew up in England, and so it's very dear and near to my heart, and we send our prayers to their families. Իմ մասնավորի բարի եկեք Armenian Hikers Association-ի անդամները, ես փորձում էի բարդ ճարեի Armenian Hikers Association-ի, ուրեմն հայ արշավագնաց կազմակերպություն եմ դրի անունը։ Ճիշտ է, չէ՞։ Որտեղ արշավանք որ խոսում ենք, մենք խանասորի արշավանքն ենք հիշում։ Լեռնագնաց, Hikers, փոխել եք տեղը։ Լեռնագնաց, լեռնակացողներ։ Some of you might have noticed that I'm limping because I'm also in training for a marathon. I want to run from La Cañada to Tony's Italian Deli in Burbank. I'm just plugging in so I can get their mortadella sandwich. My name is Ari Gavorkian. I'm the director of the communication and PR for Homenet Menara chapter, and I have my dear volunteers here. Ara is here on the audiovisual. The manager of our department is Savada Emelians. We have Armand Gorgorian. So all together with the chapter executive and other volunteers, we put this event together. A little bit about Homenet Men. Homenet Men, Հայ Մարմնակրթական Ընդհանուր Միություն, Armenian General Athletic Union and Scouts. This year is our 39th year for this chapter. Next year will be our 100th year that we started in 1918 in Constantinople, today's Istanbul. And also next year coincides with our 50th anniversary in the Western region. Our first chapter was established in 1968 on Santa Monica Boulevard, where right now is Taslakian Bakery, by the way. We are a worldwide athletic, scouting, and cultural organization. And this chapter particularly, we have more than 1,800 members. And I do see some alumni here that are also a member of the Armenian Hikers Association. We have endured in Glendale for the past 39 years. We currently have 2 chapters, this one, and we have another chapter a few feet up the road, which is a multi-purpose Vahe Arzruni sports complex called the Elevet Complex. So through publications, through activities, through gatherings, through hikings, through campings, we enrich our members, young and young at heart, in order for them to understand a sense of duty, volunteerism, endurance, and also definitely patriotism, and develop awareness of duty towards the motherland. Hence our motto is Barsatir Barsatur, elevate yourself and others with you. So, հավանական է, որ առաջարկությունը որ եկավ մեզի, մեր սիրելի Արմիկից, Armik Abrahamian is a long-time member of this chapter, a devotee, one of the pillars of this chapter, when he brought the suggestion that there is an individual, a superhuman individual, by the name of Telma, that we should look into it. And after we went through the board and came to our department, we said, you know what? Absolutely. Absolutely, որովհետև ինձ համար, եւ քանի անգամ բեմերից արտահայտվել եմ, ինձ համար գնահատանքը մարդը պետք է արժանի լինի, եւ մեր համայնքում գնահատանքի արժեքը իջել է։ Աչուձախ ավելնորդ մենք գնահատանքներ ենք տալի այն մարդկանց, որ երբեմն արժանի չեն։ Բայց այսօրվա արժանիքը պարտորեն she earned it. She earned it, so it was natural for us as a sports and scouting organization to meet and greet and honor an individual who, in the eyes of many professionals that hike, bike, run, she has achieved the unachievable. So here we are, with the collaboration with the Armenian Hikers Association. By the way, welcome, our doors are always open to you guys, always. And a few other volunteers. Yeah, absolutely. And with the help of a few other volunteers, we are honored to have an extraordinary athlete here, mother of two, professional entrepreneur, President Trump, an immigrant, an ultramarathoner, and most importantly, a dedicated compatriot, Telma Ghazarian Altoon. It's great to have you here. We will get a chance, որ ավելի մոտից իրար ծանոթանանք, իմանանք ինչն ամեղ է իրան, որ կարողանա այսպիսի վազի, առնվազն ես շատ սովորելի կունեմ իրանից, բայց իմ վրա հաշիվ չանես. But most importantly, I want to acknowledge a few individuals. The foremost, we have our chapter chair lady. Where is Rubina? Rubina?
She stepped up.
She stepped up. We have also meetings up there for bylaws. On daily basis, this and that chapter, about 600 kids come and go. So you can imagine. We do have a representative of our Consulate General of Armenia in Los Angeles. I really honor all of the council members in the Consulate in Los Angeles on Grand Boulevard. But I truly love this person. Armela Shakarian is here. Thank you so much. She's here. She is really trying to get involved with the community, and we're honored to have her here. We have the chairman of the Armenian Hikers Association, Robert Asarian. Robert. If you're not the chairman, just nod your head. It's okay. Who's the chairman?
Aslı.
Aslı. No. Who's the second? Okay, Incan. We do have the members of the media here. One of my good friends, an old-timer, when nobody was doing journalism in town, and he was doing it. Abu Jabarian from Armenian Life is here. Abu Jab, thank you for coming. The anchor, Reja Rajanian, our latest council member, couldn't be here, but he sent his cameraman, Vahi Khachaturian is here also. Vahijan, thank you for coming for ABC TV and Best TV. And we also have a legendary sportscaster, somebody who has devoted his life to sports, and from Armenia to here, and no other than that, our Aramais Gharibian from Pan-Armenian TV, right there. If you need to know about sports, he is the man to go. Telma Ghazarian Altoon was born to an Armenian parents in Iran, and was raised in Glendale, California. There was nowhere else, right? Glendale, California. She's married to Eric Altoon, and they have two beautiful children, Jamie, 14, and Andre, 11, which is here, right? He's here, right, sitting with us. Telma has been an avid athlete and a runner since childhood. She joined the Glendale High School's varsity track and cross-country teams in the 9th grade and competed until graduation. Her aptitude and drive for excellence earned her a full athletic scholarship to USC, where she continued to compete for the Division I school. The ultramarathoner, and I learned that today, that it goes beyond 26.2 miles. The ultramarathoner is somebody who runs 80, 100, 150 miles beyond expectations, mostly non-stop, without sleeping, and always with this individual, always with the tricolor, Yeraguin, and that's something that nobody bothered to do. Այս անկավորությունը Մեսիելի Տերման, որ ես երկու շաբաթը համացանցով եմ իր հետ կապվում, սուսիկ-պուսիկ անձնավորությունա, որ այնքան աշխատանքատար է, որ կարևոր է, որ ճանաչեինք իրեն, հատկապես, որ որևէ նկարով տեսնում ես, Երագույնը ուսերի վրա շալկած տանում է, դա ցուցակալի մարդու տեսլականը հանդեպ իր ակունքը, չմոռանալու իր անցյալը, իր մշակույթը, իր հայրենիքը։ She has run many marathons, and I will give you a snippet of what she's done. But if that's not a full plate as a mother, Telma leads the development group at an asset management investment firm where they build low-income housing for the unfortunate, mentally challenged, and homeless across the country. That's not the end of it yet. She's also designed and patented a pet product called Shake and Rake, which is currently on online platforms, primarily on Amazon. I went and I checked it. It's recycled material, fantastic things. So she's currently the I Run for Ultra Ambassador 2017, Hope So Bright Ambassador 2017. Some of her accomplishments are the Grand to Grand Ultra International Self-Supported Stage Race, 176 miles. Մենք մեր խոհանոցից մինչև ճաշարանը ուզում ենք օգտվել։ Ասում եմ, որ պապա աղբերը դարքցի բագի տակը, ասում եմ, այսօր։ Kodiak Ultra, 50 mile endurance. Այսի ոչինչ, 50 mile is nothing. Nirvana Racing, 100K, 62 miles, endurance run, Joshua 3. Sean O'Brien, 50 mile endurance run, Malibu State Creek. Malibu banded moins to come cheap. Badwater Salton Sea, 82 mile endurance run, Salton Sea in California, which was a collaboration between British, Armenian, and American teams. Kodiak 100 mile. She ran, by the way, I'm not even mentioning the ranking. She's always ranked 3rd, 4th, 7th, TAS of Ilichiginatse. And first, Ray Miller 50 miles, Santa Monica Mountains. Her upcoming races that brings us to here today is the Jalabar Trail Run, Armenia, 178 miles. In June, it's a solo run. She's going to run the trail which runs between Vartenis, Armenia. Vartenis is next to Lake Sevan, so some of you who have been to Armenia. In the back mountains, all the way to Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabakh, Hadrut, the southern part of Artsakh, where there were prehistoric people living there for tens and thousands of years in a cave called Azofi Karamzov, which it was found in 1960. And this is to fundraise for Armenian Hikers Association in Armenia and contribute to the trail building. Spurka, the diaspora has helped in any which way to the motherland. And this is another way to contribute to the ecotourism to Armenia. And we need to support her. 178 miles in order to undertake this phenomenal project. And we will learn more about it when she takes the podium. So most of the things that I'm mentioning to you, they are featured at the Ultra Running magazine that if you Google her, she comes up. And I was very, very much surprised because I had not heard of her. Being an avid runner, no. But I have not heard of it being in this community for 40 years. It tells me how humble she is. Although this event is not a fundraising event, however, many of you have asked how we'll be able to help and fundraise for it's called the Armenian Highland Trail Project. And at the discretion, after the event, online, you'll be able to help her to raise those funds. They start from 100 per mile, which I'm going to do, and different tiers from 200 to 1,000. So, we will have Telma giving us an overview of what she's going to do, how she's going to introduce people that are supporting her during that run, during that hike from Armenia to Nagorno-Karabakh to Artsakh. But because our representative of the consulate is crunch on time, she has to hop from event to event, I would like to call to the podium Armela Shakarian to present your words and a certificate on behalf of the consulate to our dear Telma. Telma, please.
Բարի երեկո, սիրելի ներկաներ, Լոս Անջելեսում Հայաստանի Հանրապետության գլխավոր հյուպատոսության անունից ողջունում եմ բոլորին այս երեկո։ Շնորհակալություն եմ հայտնում այս գեղեցիկ երեկոյի կազմակերպիչներին ինձ այստեղ հրավիրելու եւ առիթ ընձեռելու գլխավոր հյուպատոսության անունից շնորհակալություն հայտնելու Դեռնագնաց Telma Ալթունի Հայաստան այցի ծրագրի բոլոր նախաձեռնողներին, կազմակերպիչներին եւ սատարողներին։ Սա մի հրաշալի ծրագիր է, որը ուղղակիորեն կնպաստի Հայաստանում զբոսաշրջության զարգացմանը, ինչպես նաև մեծապես կօգնի համաշխարհային լեռնագնացների ուշադրությունը դարձնել դեպի Հայաստան։ Ես գլխավոր հպատոսության անունից ամենայն հաջողություն եմ մաղթում Telma Ալթունին իր արշավում եւ պատիվ ունեմ այսօր իրեն հանձնելու գլխավոր հպատոսության պատվոգիրը։
Չիմասը մենատի մամար բերից։ Ուրեմն, սիրելիներ, without further ado, the woman of the hour, our guest of honor, Telma Ghazarian Altoon.
Well, hello. I have a few thank yous first before I begin to talk about the run and go into details of that. I want to thank a couple who are not here today, Paul Krikorian, Councilman Paul Krikorian and his wife Telma Ghazarian. They have stood behind me and supported me and backed this run and the mission, and have made some important phone calls and have put themselves out, and I honestly don't think this could have been a success without their assistance and care and push. So I want to thank them, although they're not here. That's one. I want to thank Robert for seeing him randomly running into him and his group about less than a year ago. On a mountaintop, local mountaintop, when I was training, and I want to thank him for the platform he's given me. He's actually, I have to thank him because he's really the first Armenian who's taken notice of my sport and my passion for it, and I really am indebted to his attention and the way he's pushed me forward, and I could not thank him enough. I'm humbled by it. So I love his organization and what they do and what they stand for, and obviously the Trail Building Project, and so I'm happy to be giving back that way. And then I want to also thank a person who I met, who's Hans. I actually met him at the 100th year anniversary LA to DC event we did together. Well, he biked from Los Angeles to DC, and I ran here 35-mile portion in LA and handed the baton to the bikers. And then we finished in DC, and I took the baton and gave it to we finished there, basically. It was a process. We met in 2015, and very quickly we came up with this plan that we wanted to do something and give something back. So, it was for Armenia and for Artsakh, and Hans has gone back a few times since then. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to run this trail. It's not marked, it's an ancient trail. It's been buried, portions of it. It's been needed to be cleaned. Hans went there with bikers, and he took GPX tract of it, and in the last year I've been studying that with him, the elevation profile and the mileage and the terrain and all the obstacles and all of that. And he even went back last April. There was a missing portion he couldn't get. He got that, and with Gevorg, who's in Armenia, he's part of AHA Armenia with RAV Travel as his business, but he's part of AHA as well. They both went and cleaned up the track and put in a lot of work. So if it wasn't for Hans, I would not know where I'm running, and he's going to be guiding me through the entire trail from beginning to end on his bicycle. which is very difficult because on a running pace with a person on bike, he's got to be on that saddle 20 hours a day or more. So it's, I thank you for that. Couldn't do it without you. Last thank you is my husband, my partner in life, who's always been there for me. He has always supported my insane passion for running, and I've had the passion since childhood, and he met me in college, and through the Armenian Student Association, yay! But he's supported me, not just to say, good job, keep doing it. He has pushed me, he's encouraged me, he's expected faster times, better placement. He's taken care of the kids, he's watched them over weekends when I'm up in the mountains in altitude training, when I'm gone for races for a week here, 3 days there, he's there with his profession and the kids, taking care of the whole household while I'm gone, and I'm able to go with a clear mind and compete and come back and everything is the same, and I couldn't do any of it without my husband. So all of my success or my passion is fueled by him and only him. The venture. I'm more than thrilled to get on the soil and run there. So I have the map behind me. It starts in Vardenis. I'm going to arrive in Yerevan. June 5th I'm leaving here. We arrive June 6th, and we're going to have June 7th where I need to probably prep for my food and calories. Some of them I need to prep in advance. I do eat a lot. I consume thousands and thousands of calories. One of the differences between a marathon versus an ultra is our bodies obviously have up to 2,500 calories. You can run a marathon without eating much or anything, and you sustain yourself. But when you do anything over that, our bodies aren't designed to do that. So, and you can't wait till you're completely depleted before you start eating. You have to eat from the beginning. And the calories have to be balanced out. You cannot be deficient. So on the 7th, I'm going to prep the food and buy the food and manage those details. And we'll probably have a 30-minute, 1-hour session where we'll go out, try to get our legs out because of the flight and whatnot. But then we get driven to Vardenis. Robert has organized all the details. I'm so indebted to him. For that, he's managed the food, the truckers, the aid, everything has been organized. My mind is clear to just go there and run, knowing everything is handled. Whatever I've asked of how about this, how about that, his response has been just run, just run. So he hasn't allowed me to stress over anything. Anyway, we will be taken to Vardenis in the afternoon and spend the night there. And we will start on the 8th, June 8th, and we hope to finish in 3 days, June 10th. We'll run through the 8th, through the 9th, and through the 10th. And then on the 11th, we'll be taken back to Stepanakert, and from what I understand, the president wants to have a meeting there and whatnot. My parents are flying out for this, so it'll be exciting to finish that there. But this is the path we'll be running through. We'll be running through some major villages like Shushi and Stepanakert. So I'm beyond thrilled to have this opportunity, and this has been a dream of mine, to run on our soil and pour sweat and tears there. I've ran everywhere and raced everywhere. It's just been somewhere I ran. But here I feel it's special, and I can't wait to pour my sweat and work hard and hurt and be in pain on that trail, and for a good cause. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. So I'm open to questions. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead. Yeah.
This is a groundbreaking project for all Armenians. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My question is, as a veteran journalist and media relations specialist, the very first question that comes to mind, and I think it's the most important question since we're all trying to help ecotourism in Armenia, is there a team, a subcommittee in your team that will handle outreach to international media. I know maybe I could safely presume that another sub-team is going to organize Armenian media to be there and cover the event for the rest of the world.
I will let obviously Robert speak on that, but Armenia Fund is a huge support we also have. We have their blessing, and from what I understand, I've been advised they will have trucks out, they will have medics, trucks, they'll be our backup, and they are going to be covering it. They have a professional videographer and photographer on the course to cover it. So that I know it'll definitely be covered. As far as international outlets, we don't have that. Everything is within Armenia that I'm aware of, and from here.
Maybe this is the opportunity to form such a subcommittee.
I would welcome
and I would volunteer to be part of it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been organizing several projects at the same time. We've been very, very busy because of that. And it's a great, awesome idea, which we didn't have a chance, time to think of it. So we appreciate, your willingness to help us. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Ghazarian Altoon. We met. I'm also a marathon runner, and really support your idea of running.
Thank you.
I'm very excited. I was in Armenia last year, and I was thinking the same thing. Why is it that we're not doing trail running in Armenia? This is a fantastic way to bring tourism, build on it. So I think you're the person that's going to actually make it happen. I think from your run, we'll probably start the trail running.
I would hope so. I would hope to get people excited and happy about it, and
Absolutely.
get them motivated and get them to get out there.
I have some personal questions. First
Sure.
is that, is it possible to track you from here with a GPS?
Yes, we're in the process of trying to figure out the tracking. Couple of devices are options right now. We'll definitely have Garmin Connect. Hans will have that on himself. So we will have that, and if we have any other option, which there are a couple of different options I'm still studying, I will be posting or sharing that publicly, so you have a link to follow us along. Yes, we would like the active process, because most of my ultra running friends, obviously they're not Armenian, none of them, but they're European, most of them, and they're very interested, and they've been asking and wanting, because Armenia is so close to them, they would want to come do that. So yeah.
And I assume you have a crew that travels with you within
Yes, actually.
different areas.
Yes, Robert has a whole group. His Armenian Hiker Association group this was already also planned. They're going there to be hiking as well, not in the same area, in a different area, but he's basically left others in charge of that group so he can come and assist, and they've put a crew together with truckers and help from there, and our contact Geborg from RV Travel, who's now leading the AHA Armenia, they will have a crew there, yes, because
My last question is, can you talk about the trail that you'll be running, the elevation gain, and how much it is? Like how is the trail?
Right.
Thank you.
From all the things that we've gathered, that Hans has gathered, from what I've studied, the terrain it varies from whether it's road to brush and forest, dense forest. It really varies, and maybe Hans can speak to that since he's actually ridden it, and he's the only one who's ridden it on bike. Hans, you want to detail that?
Yeah, the first day is 11,000 feet of gain.
Hans, come up.
It's okay. The first day is 11,000 feet of gain over almost 70 miles, and it's mostly on dirt road. Some of it's pretty rough dirt road. And then the second day is about 10,000 feet, I think it was, and that'll be almost 50 miles. And part of that is on paved road, just a small section. Part of that I'll actually have to ditch my bike and run with her because it's too steep for me to ride. So I'm going to have to be a trail runner too for a little while. And that's a very steep section. I actually went on it on this last trip. So that's going to be, it's less miles that day, but it's going to be much more challenging because on that section it's just basically straight up a mountain. There's no trail. It's very steep, so it's going to be pretty tough. And then we'll be ending in Stepanagert that night. And so that last 4 or 5 miles will be on paved road. And some of the sections that are dirt road are actually, they're highways, so to speak. They're cars would be driving on them. Some there's no cars. It's real rugged, steep hills. But some sections there will be vehicles. And then the next day, the last day, will be partially on pavement. A lot of single track, narrow, brushy single track. There's one section we couldn't get to brush, so I haven't been on, that's the one section I haven't been on. It's probably about 8 miles, so we're going to find out how that section is.
How much descent? How much descent?
It's quite a bit. The first day is up and then down. The first day we hit the highest point at 9,000 feet, and then we drop down, and that's when we go through Karvachar. And then we don't climb up as high, but it's a tougher climb because it's pretty rough road and it's very steep. So some of these roads were like Soviet era roads that were not really. When you get on the ancient roads, you can kind of tell because they were built well. And then you get on the Soviet era roads, or some of these roads were built for the war effort also, so they're very steep and hard to follow in places. And as far as the tracking goes, we'll be able to do the tracking as long as we have cell reception, because Garmin Connect works with your phone, and for my GPS it'll sync with my phone on Bluetooth, and I think we'll have cell reception maybe 60% of the time. And then we're hoping that our support vehicle, somebody in our support vehicle, will also be able to do updates when we can't. And sometimes we're just going to be too tired and too out of it to be thinking about social media.
We'll do the best we can to be in touch and let people know how we're doing. So.
I was wondering, is there going to be any aerial coverage of the event?
No.
To show it?
No. From what I understand, there's just the regular videography and photography. Although some of the videographers that Armenia Fund I know hires, they have aerial, they have the drones. So I'm not sure if they'll throw the drones in there or not, but it would be great.
My second question is, when you're running, would you welcome other people to run with you in certain segments?
Yes. We've talked about that, and there's been actually, to my surprise, there's been a lot of interest to do that. So we are in the process of managing that detail and trying to figure out places that are safe and more not so remote and not difficult, where people can join us at various lengths, maybe a 5K or whatnot. There's been a lot of, actually people from there expressed a lot of, we want to run with you, 1 mile here, 2 miles there. So yeah, we're definitely welcome. It's not just my run. This is done for the bigger purpose. So I'm inviting everyone to come and enjoy and get excited about Armenia and Artsakh and the trails. Yes.
Given the train that you're running, what does your support group consist of? You have like a nutritioner, maybe other groups that support you? How does it work?
Yeah, well, we have truckers that are supposed to be coming with the water. I understand I'm not supposed to drink the creek water. Our system is not designed. There's bacteria that we're not used to. So to prevent issues from that, there's new water delivered, and the food that I will pack and have in containers and Tupperware, and whatever else, my calories. So we'll just, they'll be along the path at the accessible points. But there are sections, especially the first 22 miles, where we can't reach them. It's not like I can, address them or depend on them all the time. We're going to have to be self-sufficient majority of the time. I do have hydration pack, and I carry up to 2 liters of water. And obviously, Hans will have more water on his bike, and I'm going to carry as much calories as I can on me. So.
I'll also bring a water filter. Although they're dirt roads, some of them aren't drivable, so they wouldn't be able to get to us in those spots.
Question?
Yes.
Telma, first of all, you don't know how proud I am. I was meeting you, and I know a lot of people feel the same way.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, people, Armenians, don't know about this. And hopefully this event and whatever is going to follow tonight until you depart will introduce you to so many people that they don't know about you. And you're a national pride for us.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I have a couple of questions. First of all, I know that you're sleeping is limited in this 3-day journey. Can you explain how much sleeping, where, what time of the day, and so forth? And the second question for these ultramarathon runners, what is the state of your mind? I'm not talking about physical, your mind. When you're going through that long run, do you completely shut up your mind? Is it just focus on one thing, or you can think about things? Because it's a long time, and
I always get asked that question. I'll go back to your first question with regards to the sleep. With most of the ultras I do, that the time is ticking, and so there's no sleeping allowed. You're on you gotta go, because they have cutoffs at various miles, and you'll get kicked out of the race. So it's pretty strict, and so the 100-milers, you don't sleep. You run through, whether it takes you 25 hours to do or 34 or 5 hours, which it's taken me. So for those, there is no sleeping. There are various different types of races that I do. Actually, some of the self-sustaining races that I do, there is some sleeping, but there's other obstacles and challenges. So when it comes to John Albert Trail, I initially had imagined and wanted no sleeping whatsoever. I wanted to go straight through. That was my goal, and having done 176 before in 61 hours, and really rough terrain and mostly sand and mountain climbing cliffs and sand dunes, I thought that this was very doable straight through. However, with the trail finding and issues with regards to being dark and not being able to see, for safety reasons, we believe that we'll go through the first night, because latter portion of the first night, we're going to try to cover 68 miles. It will get us through the night, and it runs by a river, so we're safe as to the path, won't get lost. But the second night, there is an area where there is a safety issue, and we may not go through the night that night, so we may pause and do that. So with regards to what I think about, honestly, when people ask me, people find out what I do with regards to running and what I think about, that's a very common question. I don't think. I just I zone out. It's it's really hard work to completely focus for that long of a period. When you're racing 100 miles or 50 miles or 100 kilometers, which is 62 miles, it is all work. It's every single minute is calculated for me. Every single minute. Every single minute I'm thinking, have I got enough calories? Have I got enough salt? Have I got enough sugar? Have I drank enough water? Have I drank to balance? Because there's been a lot of deaths in the sport that I do. It's not it's not, I mean, I glorify the sport and make it look glamorous because I love it and have passion, but it is a dangerous sport. There's organ failure, there's a lot of deaths, there's people who are healthier, stronger than me, they finish on the finish line, an hour later their heart gives out and they're dead. So nutrition.
Don't scare me.
Yeah. So nutrition and water, those are key items, and I've been very good about preventing major issues and catastrophes, obviously. So those are the things that I'm thinking about on the path. It's all calculated. My minutes per mile, when I'm climbing, and the minutes per mile get slower, and then I have minutes per mile, I have to speed up on the downhills. This is through competition, obviously, to try to beat others or keep up with others. But at the same time, yes, focused on nutrition, calories, all of that.
How many hours of sleep do you expect for the 3 days?
It's so hard to say. Honestly, this one, very hard to say for me. Yeah, I expect the first night we'll be going through to midnight at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're starting 5 a.m. And we hope that we start 5 a.m. back to back. So it's so unexpected. There's so much unknown for me. I couldn't give you a definite number. But afterwards, yeah, we're more than. And if we get lost, we're covering more mileage. So we'll see.
Maybe 3 to 4 if we're lucky.
Anyone else? Yes.
What are the distribution of wild animals?
I've studied that area for the last 2 years, and the only wild animals we have to worry about are wolves. And I've ran around wolves before, and nothing has happened to me yet. Unless you're bleeding and have injured and down, they leave you alone. I got hunts.
Take an Armenian Gatler dog with you.
As long as she can run faster than
Wolves
me.
cannot catch up with her. First they gotta catch it.
Honestly, I'm not worried about animals. I've competed in the mountains for a long time now, and I've ran across bears during my training runs, been a few feet away from them, mountain lions, coyotes, even wolves. Honestly, knock on wood, nothing's happened to me. I leave them, respect their space, and that's that.
The only animals we saw out there were pigs, horses, and cows. Lots of cows.
I think we'll be fine when it comes to that.
Question there. There's a question, right?
What kind of medical crew do you have prepared for yourself?
Honestly, I'm not aware of a particular medic. I was told that there was going to be a medic car that from there following along. So, but I usually carry my own medical kit with me and can take care of my own issues because there are issues with that kind of mileage.
What is your ultimate vision for Armenia in the context of doing this mega ultra race?
Do you really want to know? Some of it is selfish. I would love to, first I would love to see Europeans come in there and want to explore this trail. And some of the friends that I have that do what I do, they'd want to get on it and run it and overnight, no sleeping. That's fun for them, and explore the territory and the villagers and the people and the culture and the food. Those are things that I wish and hope for that region, which they desperately need. And then selfishly, I would love to assess the trail, and we have talked about this in the last 2 years since we've met, that we'd love to put on a race there and invite others to come for Hans mountain biking race, and I'd love to have an ultra there and invite the world to come, to bring in the tourists and bring them in and have them see and explore and run and bike and ski or whatever they want to do. So that's my dream down the road.
Question, any sponsorship from the bigger companies? Obviously an event this magnitude is probably the first time I'm assuming it's happened in Armenia. Do Do you have any big companies that are sponsoring or have any kind of information that this is going on, probably bring more exposure to Armenia, bigger brand products?
Well, honestly, within Ultra, well, to backtrack, AHA is technically sponsoring me for this event.
Right.
And Armenia Fund has also offered and are taking care of some things. So we have their backing. But outside of the Armenian community, my local circle of ultra running community, the Ultra Running magazine is well aware of what I'm doing. I've been approached and been actually speaking with an agent, an athletic agent who really wants to get the word out and promote it outside of the Armenian community, even after the run. She wants to be hired to do that. So.
There are big companies that are sponsoring you with your products and gear and all that.
Oh, well, those are within the sport. Those are within the sport. Nothing with regards to this run, I think a lot of people, whoever I've mentioned, within the community, what I'm doing and where it's at, they don't have no clue where it's at. So I've been exposing, and it's a slow process to get them, comfortable with the location, why, where, who are they, what are they. So, and a lot of them have known me, my stubbornness with my flag showing off everywhere at the races. So for them, it's kind of coming together. They're getting it. So I think that will follow hopefully in time. Yeah.
Are either of you going to be able to GoPro any of this?
Yeah, I'll have a GoPro ready. But I just need somebody to edit it.
Yes.
In a typical ultramarathon run, how many participants are there? And then you mentioned the Ultramarathon magazine. What's the reach for that magazine? How many people read it, or is it?
It's a very small sport.
Okay, I understand.
Worldwide.
Yes.
Mostly European. So Ultra Running magazine, most people haven't even heard of it, or Trail Runner magazine, most people haven't even heard of it. But if you're a fanatic like me and passionate, you know it, you have it, it comes to your house. As far as the races, they vary so much. I've been at the largest ultra race in the world on Mont Blanc, where there were up to 2,000 people from fastest runners around the world with me on the mountains in the Alps racing. But then I do races where there's 80 or 50 or maybe even 10. So it really depends where you go, what region you're at. And of course, the number of people who start are never the number that finish. Some of the ones I've done, there's 60% drop rate. And then a couple of the ones I did in the desert with 110-degree temperatures, like 70, 80 started with me in Joshua Tree a year ago, and I was the only female who finished, and then there were 4 men, and only one of them beat me. So that was 100K, all in the sand. So within 20 miles, they kept dropping. It just got less and less and less and less. It just, so it really depends where you are, how big.
With that drop rate, you can see how tough this is.
Of course.
Anything else? No more questions?
All right.
It's appropriate to also acknowledge that Telma's parents are here, supporting her, giving birth to her, and they took her away. Սերներ այսօրվա երեկոն մեր կամավորները բավականաչափ աշխատանք են տարել։ Կամավորներից շնորհակալություն ենք ուզում հայտնենք Մելինե Աբրահամյանին։ Մելինեն ինքը վազող, ասենք ենք Մելինեին եւ Մելինեի հորը եւ իր ընտանիքը բան են, մարզիկ են։ Մելինեն Այդա Բոկարյան եւ ուրեմն AHA-ի անդամները, որ այսօր Սատար կանգնեցիք այդ ձեռնարկին, ձեր ուտեստեղեններով շնորհակալություն ենք հայտնում բոլորից հետ, որ ներկայ գտնվեն, Ռիմա Նիկողոսյանի, Ռիմա Ղարիբյանի եւ մեր օտար բաժանմունքների անդամներից եւ ի մասնավորի Արմիկ Աբրահամյանից, որ իր մտահղումն էր, որ այսօր մենք միասնաբար Telma-ի հետ ծանոթանանք. I would like to call to the podium person who his vision about the Armenian Hikers Association and how he does with his team and his volunteers, for him to also give you some details about the logistics behind this. Please welcome Robert.
I'm happy to say that I'm neither running nor riding. I'll be sitting in a van, eating jangali bread and napping until they come and find me. So my job is easy as a crew member. I'm here to unveil the jersey that Telma, Hans, and Aaron will be wearing during this ride and run. We wanted to do something special, so I consulted with my team members. So if there's anything wrong on it, you can, let it down. I just went and pick up the box. Telma? I hope you like it.
Oh yeah.
It says John and this is the logo of John Train. So in the back, since we are the sponsors, we have the and it says Armenian Highland Trail. Armenia has a project of building a trail that goes from Georgia to Iran, going through villages. And since the geographical location of Armenia is in the Armenian Highland and not the Caucasus, as unfortunately most people call it, we named the trail Armenian Highland Trail. So this Telma will be wearing.
Thank you.
And because Hans is a boy, we made it blue. Everything has meaning. Hans, this is your jersey. I hope you like it. In case you get lost, we have your name on the back. So, very proudly. And this one is for Aaron, who is not here. He lives in Armenia, and he will be guiding along Hans as an assistant for Telma's run. And this is for Aaron.
Hans, keep it on your body so we can take it. Telma, keep it on your body.
Take a
picture.
Smile, Hans. Hans, smile. I don't see no smile. Thank you.
And as we listened today, there were a lot of concerns about logistics. My answer is, we're in Armenia and Artsakh, there's no problem. Anything can be taken care of. So, no worries, we're going to have a great time, and Telma will reach from Bartenis to Habut. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for Homenet and Ararat for hosting us. Very quickly, this is what AHA is using to mark the trails in Armenia and Artsakh in the near future. This is 1.5 meters long, and it's got the symbols, so hikers, can find their way, written in 3 languages. And we also have a 911 system, first in the world, with GPS coordinates. So if you ever get lost in Armenia, you dial 911 on a trail, you give the post number, and hopefully they come and rescue you. We did our job, the rest is there.
The caveat is hopefully.
All the donations go to, mark the trails and, work on the infrastructure.
So, on the same subject, if you, your friends, your circle of friends, family, now that you know what the Armenian Hikers Association is doing, what Telma is doing, If you decide to sponsor, you can go to the website aharmenia.org. You can sponsor a mile for $100 and increments of $200 to about $1,000. It's a noble thing that this organization is doing. I'm so humbled and glad that it came under our radar, our chapter as an athletic and sports association. I'm glad that we had the honor to host this event. Last but not least, because we value of sportsmanship, because that's what we teach our kids, our members. We would like to present Telma with a token of appreciation, and I would like to call to the podium Armi Abrahamian. Armi, please. To present her. This certificate is a certificate of recognition to Telma Ghazarian Altoon. Telma Ghazarian Altoon, գնահատում ենք տարիների ձեր մարզական կյանքի, բարձրորակ նվաճումները և ամենայն հաջողության մաղթում Հայաստանից դեպի Արցախ կատարվելիք վազքի ձեր նպատակը իրագործելու ճանապարհին։ Համամրակարտական ընդհանուր միության գլնդելի արարած մասնաճյուղը իր վարչություն այս ամսվա 23-ին։ Արմի ջան, խնդրեմ փոխանցես։
Bravo.
Սենց եկանում, որ մարդ լավանից սկսի վազել։ Իմ պարագային կեզ մեջ հաշուցի։ Telma ջան։
Well, I'm really humbled and really appreciate all this. I can't thank you enough. I never hoped or dreamed or expected any of it. I just wanted to run in Armenia. So I'm really humbled. Thank you for today, for the time you've taken during the week to come out here and support me and push me and boost me. So I will be thinking about all this when it gets really hard and when the pain sets in at right about mile 85 or 100. So this will push me. I'm really energized and motivated and doing this for everybody here. So thank you. I also want to thank my parents who raised me to be strong and bold and work hard, and because they've worked hard and taught me discipline and hard work and loving your motherland. So I appreciate everything they've done for me and hope that they enjoy this process during this and feel that I'm giving back as an Armenian. Because I don't know how else to give back. It's through my passion that I can give back. So I hope that they're satisfied and pleased and proud of me. Although I'm 42, I'm still their kid. So, and I thank them for everything.
So, սիրելիներ, այսպիսով եզրափակում ենք մեր այսօրվա ծրագիրը, շնորհակալություն ենք հայտնում մեկ առ մեկից հետ, որ ներկա գտնվակ։ Telma ջան, քեզի մաղթում ենք հաջողություն։ Հպարտ ենք զգալու, անկեղծեմ ասում հպարտ ենք զգալու քեզնով, որովհետև ստիկ բանի համար չենք խոսում։ Ասում եմ, ես հյուրասենյակից ճաշան եմ ուզում հետամ, շունչս պարեմ եմ։ Շնորհակալություն ենք հայտնում Armenian Hikers Association-ին, որ նեցուկ եք կանգնեն, թիկունք եք կանգնեն այս մարզիկուհուն, այս մեր գեղեցիկ անդամը համայնքի և կսպասենք լավ ուրերով, կաջարարենք և նորեն եմ ասում նրանք, որ կուզեն հովանավորեն Telma-ի այս վազքը, այս արշավը, այս մակլցելը, կարող եք օժանդակեք, որտեղ իմանում ենք լավ նպատակի են, Պիտի գնահատենք Armenian Hikers Association-ի աշխատանքը, լավ նպատակի համար կարող եք գնալ համացանցի մեջ www.aharmenia.org և ձեր չունեն ինչքան փոքր կամ մեծ, ձեզի կապ ունի փոխանցել։ Շնորհակալություն դարձյալ բոլորիցը, դեռևս ունենք տեսլերաններ, սուրճ, թեյ, եւ կարող եք նորեն նկարվեք Telma-ի հետ, վստահ եմ չեք ուզում նկարվեք, բայց շնորհակալություն եմ հայտնում նույն ժամանակ մեր հերոսատեսություններից, մեր CMAP-ի թիմից, ABC, Best TV-ից, Armenian TV-ից, եւ բոլոր news լրագրողներից եւ մեր սիրելի Ghazarian Armenian Life-ից եւ վստահ եմ սա կարձանագրվի եւ արձագանք ունենա մեր համայնքի մեջ։ Ապան անակնկալ ունի ասելու։
Ուրեմն այս խիստ հոյակապ ցերնարգի եղելությունը օգտագործելով որպես ներշնչման ուժեղ աղբյուր եւ վստահ եմ, որ բոլորի սրտի մեջ կա վառ Հայաստանի վառ երազը, որ մեր ժողովուրդը հաղթական եւ անբարդելի ապակագերդ է։ Ես իրապես որ խորապես աստված եմ այս ցերնարգի քեղեցկության ոգին եւ որպես USA Armenian Life-ի անկլիադար եւ հայադար հայկյան շաբաթերթի գլխավոր ըմբակիր եւ հրադարագիչ ես կխոստանամ Արմիկ ջան եւ Մոմեդ մեր առադի անդամներուն Telma-ին հանձին եւ ամբողջ խմբավորումին, որ այս խիստ շահեկան ցերնարգ պիտի իրականացնեն հոգուտ Հայաստանի եւ հայացքի, ուրեմն ամեն շաբաթ անկլիադար USA Armenian Life շաբաթերթը եւ հայադար հայկյան շաբաթերթը իրենց ընթերցողներուն 180,000 email-ի ճանապարհով եւ 40,000 դպակիր ընթերցողներու հասցնելով օրը օրին ժամը ժամին դեղեցությունները